Let's talk.
Spencer and Zach Explore the Universe is brought to you by Maine Spirits. Learn more about the delicious spirits they bring into the great state of Maine and what you can make with them at mainspirits.com, on Instagram at Maine_spirits, or download their app for your smartphone. Stay tuned at the end of the show for Happy Hour.
Spencer and Zach Explore the Universe is also brought to you by Bull Moose, now open for safe distance shopping. Get all of your music, movies, gaming, books, and pop culture needs at Bull Moose, with dozens of locations peppered throughout Maine and New Hampshire, or shop from home at bullmoose.com.
Also by State Theater, Portland, Maine. Though State Theater is closed for concerts at present, they are still working to bring you the best music entertainment in the comfort and safety of your home. Visit statetheater.com for more information, show schedules, and merchandise.
And by the Maine Music Alliance, a Maine-based nonprofit dedicated to the preservation of Maine's independent music venues. Learn more and donate at mainmusicalliance.org.
And by Sun Tiki Studios, a top-notch rehearsal and performance space on Forest Avenue in Portland. Though closed for concerts for the time being, Sun Tiki Studios is open for safe distance rehearsals. Learn more and book time at suntikistudios.com.
Nice.
Continuing with our best of the best brackets, we're going to jump in and we're going to find out what the best cereal is.
As a often poor single young man, for a very long time, cereals were my go-to. Like, I'm hungry and I'm not good at cooking or planning meals ahead. So, you know, there's the childhood just loving cereals. Then there's the adulthood, desperate, broken, hungry, got to eat cereal. So,
I don't know. You've seen cereal prices these days? It's not a poor person's food product. Also,
I guess that's if you stay on the major brands, right? You can go to the bottom shelf and get the big bag of Genericos.
Genericos. And wash it down with a Dr. Thunder.
That's right.
Yep. Full disclosure, like, I had quite the relationship. I had the same relationship with cereal that I did, I want to say, with illicit drugs, illegal substances.
Okay.
Which was, as a kid, we were not a sugar cereal family. Mm-hmm. So, but we were, but of this, because all the cereals are sugar cereals, even the ones that are like healthy, they're still sugar cereals. But we'd get like a treat once in a while. Like, we'd get like a box of Froot Loops for Christmas and eat it all in one day and then feel terrible. But then when I left my home and went to college, and not to say that my parents occasionally fed us illegal drugs when we were kids, because that didn't happen. But it was like, yeah, I grew up like very no partying when I was a kid. And then when I got to college, partied I did. I moved the needle way too much. And I would say the same with cereal, because all of a sudden at the USM commissary was just like this wall of whatever cereal you ever wanted and as much of it as you can eat. So I went ape shit on all kinds of sugary cereals. To the point, Jones, where I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I gained, you've heard freshman 15, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Freshman 40,
which is usually attributed to beer, right?
Yeah, it's beer and just carb eating. I gained 40 pounds my freshman year.
Wow.
I had to buy all new clothes. Now, not all that was cereal, but a lot of it was cereal.
The other night, my parents were watching television, and I think they were watching a movie on television and it's like, they have the Apple TV, and every time I come up and they're watching a movie on TV, I'm like, you guys can just tell the Siri that you want to watch this movie, and you can watch it from the beginning with no commercials and no editing.
Right.
Whatever. But so I was complaining about commercials. My mom was like, oh, remember when you guys were kids, you loved commercials. And I was like, yeah, that's true. But like in the 80s, all the commercials were for toys and cereals. And actually, I'd probably still be entertained today if the commercials were like that. But they're not, because they don't advertise that stuff to kids anymore. But like, yeah, like a Trix commercial or like a Fruity Pebbles commercial was almost as awesome as like a He-Man or G.I. Joe commercial.
Yeah, because they had the characters.
Yeah, and I had like a theme song oftentimes.
Frosted
like,
Lucky Charms. Yeah. They're magically delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah. And what else was it? Well, I remember one that's actually not on our list because it's just a ripoff, but Crispix. They had like kind of a country thing. Like, Crispix is crispy times two.
There's also like Cookie Crisp.
Oh yeah, Cookie Crisp, which is, to remind, if you haven't heard of Cookie Crisp, that was a bowl full of chocolate chip cookies. Cool.
Was it Dave Chappelle who did the bit when he was talking about Sugar Smacks?
No, I don't know.
I think it was him. He's like, they basically had a cereal that was highly addictive for children called Smacks.
Oh,
and
God.
It basically had like a drug addicted frog as their
Yes,
as
I remember
their
that cereal.
The Dig 'em.
Dig 'em. Oh, God. I'd never thought of it in that context. It's so true. Yeah, well, all these cereals like are marketed variously as healthy or not, mainly not, but they're all remarkably sugary and probably like more sugar than anyone should eat in a week, let alone a meal. But our qualifiers for our list are kind of similar to the sandwich qualifiers. For instance, cheese, steak and cheese, that included the Philly cheesesteak and, all variations of a cheese steak. So Cheerios, which did make our list, that does include, and really, like, let's be honest, is led by Honey Nut Cheerios. Yeah. Which is an incredible cereal. There are a few that, I had favorites when I was a kid. O's didn't make the list, which was just, basically like marketed because they had like nuts. They had like some sort of like in the center was some sort of like farmer's harvest. But it's really,
the image on the cover like was literally that, like a farmer's harvest coming out of an O.
Yeah, and if you look at the O, it's like, oh, this is just a yellow Froot Loop with some nuts honey glued into the middle of it. And then everything that we chose is kind of a stalwart OG cereal that's still out there kicking. And, there's a Baby Shark cereal, for instance, but like, Baby Shark cereal is just a take on like Lucky Charms, There haven't been any like real like major developments in cereal technology since NASA figured out how to freeze dry marshmallows.
Yeah. They do have a Sour Patch Kids cereal that I saw on the shelf somewhere. And I was like tempted. I was like, I love Sour Patch Kids and I love cereal. I'm curious what this would be.
Oh, God.
But I left it on the shelf.
Yeah, good.
But had there been an advertisement for that in the 80s, I would have begged my mom to buy it for me.
Yep. And then eaten it and then been a nightmare child.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, what, like, it's amazing. I feel like if you follow this trail here, it all goes back to Big Sugar.
Oh, yeah.
And just figure out a way, like, I have a new role, like sugar. I pay attention to my sugar intake because I just, my whole life, really, I didn't realize like how terrible it is for you and also how much of it you're eating without even knowing it. You could, like, as a mom, you could look at a box of Raisin Bran and be like, oh, this is good, raisins and bran. And then it's like, even look there, like this sugar is like bananas. But like, this is not what this show is about. This show is about delicious cereal, which tastes incredible, which I have moved away from just because, like, I don't eat a ton of sugar. And I also, like, to be honest, like, the thought of eating that much milk in one sitting is not, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
It's a lot of milk.
Yep.
But yeah, so our list includes a bunch of favorites. It does not include grape nuts because grape nuts are neither good nor good for you. So why do they exist?
Yeah, and why was there always a box of it hanging around wherever you were? Like,
Always.
was that the one? I mean, maybe that was people trying to fool themselves into thinking they were going to eat a healthy breakfast by buying grape nuts, and then it would just sit in the cabinet untouched forever.
I actually was on grape nuts for a while because I thought like, oh, I'm going to eat some grape nuts and like have good cereal. But like I would put so much honey on that it didn't matter. I might as well have had Froot Loops. It didn't matter. And also like, why would you want to offer your children a cereal on which they can break their teeth?
And cut the shit out of the inside of their mouth.
Oh, God. I mean, well, that also rings true for
O's, actually.
Yeah, O's, Froot Loops, yeah. All right, let's jump into this thing. What do you say, Bones?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get out of business. We've wasted enough time here.
Of this yammering. Up first, Wheaties versus Special K.
Wheaties comes down to the advertising, and that's it. I mean, I ate it when I was a kid because I liked Michael Jordan, and he was on the box. And then I liked Bo Jackson, and he was on the box. But Special K is one of the few cereals I still go back to now because they have a few different variations of it. Like they have the vanilla Special K or the Special K with freeze-dried strawberries. Okay. And I'll tell you, a bowl of Special K with yogurt on it is kind of a go-to for me now. I'm a fan.
Special K it is, yeah. I remember Wheaties always looked better than it actually was.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the ones that you would put just like 5 spoonfuls of sugar on a single bowl of Wheaties just to make it edible.
Yeah.
And then you'd read about, Michael Jordan's like sports stats on the back while you ate it.
Yep. I mean, just generation gap for me. It was Bruce Jenner. Now Caitlyn was the athlete du jour on the box.
So I don't think I remember Wheaties before the big promotions with the Michael Jordan and Bo Jackson tie-ins and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm always shocked when I go. Whatever. If I'm like, was this person ever on a Wheaties box? And you see pictures of Wheaties boxes from the 60s or earlier. I'm like, that existed back then?
Oh, yeah.
That was a pre-Michael Jordan cereal?
For sure. Yeah, but that's how they got you. They put your guy on there, and then you're into the cereal. Even though, I mean, it's like, it's like one of those things where like the packaging is, if they spent that much money on making the cereal actually good, they wouldn't need to put Michael Jordan on the box. Special K it is. Yeah, Special K. All right, the next one. This is two titans of the cereal world up against each other. Cheerios and Rice Krispies. And as we said earlier, Cheerios includes all manner of Cheerios, and Rice Krispies. Yep. I don't even know if they did variations on Rice Krispies.
Well, there's the Cocoa Krispies.
Oh, right.
I think that may be the only variation. I don't know. Maybe there's more now.
There's probably more now. God, Cocoa Krispies are gross.
Yeah, I liked them when I was a kid.
I don't know.
Yeah, how they like turn the milk chocolate too afterwards.
They turned it brown.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
I mean, modern day me probably would not have a good relationship with Cocoa Krispies, but kid me, man, I loved it. Rice Krispies, much like Wheaties, was like put 5 teaspoons of sugar on it before you even get started.
Yeah, I used to put so much because my parents would buy the healthy cereals, quote unquote, which were objectively healthier than the total sugar cereals. But I would put so much sugar on all of these titles that it just rendered them just as bad as if I had. My mom had like a sugar bowl for her tea and it had a big spoon in it. I remember just being like it's like I worked at Dunkin' Donuts. It was like woof, woof, woof,
like Scarface of sugar for your cereal.
Yeah, pretty much. So much. So yeah, Rice Krispies, who do make a nice treat. That's a nice treat that they make.
That is a nice treat.
Once you bond them together with melted marshmallow. But Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios, though. Honey Nut Cheerios. It's so good.
Actually, even regular Cheerios I can get down with. The multigrain Cheerios are actually pretty good.
Sure.
And every now and then, like, I don't know, I probably wouldn't like it anymore, but I did get down with the apple cinnamon Cheerios at one point.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios is really that's a good cereal.
Like as an adult, I'm sitting here thinking a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios would crush right now.
absolutely.
All right. Cheerios it is.
Yep. Sorry to snap, crackle, and pop, but
Yeah. Snap, crackle, and pop your dreams.
that 2 scoops of honeybee is speaking to us. Or no, I just mixed multiple things.
Yeah. It's a cereal mashup now.
Yeah.
No, but there was two scoops of raisins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the honeybee, I know you're talking about the little guy.
Yeah.
Coming up next, this is your lineup. Why don't you roll it out?
All right. We have Kicks versus Tricks. Mm-hmm. Funny to even say for some reason.
Kicks and tricks.
Yeah.
I can go right now and say that I never had any love for Trix cereal. Mm-hmm. What's with that rabbit? It's like, did you escape from your hat? Like, like what magic show did you used to be part of?
I was felt bad for that rabbit.
Yeah, I don't want to feel bad for my cereal mascot. Like, you don't feel bad for the Kool-Aid guy. He's crashing through walls being like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, if anything, you're like, get out of here, Kool-Aid guy.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Kicks, however.
Like, just give the rabbit some tricks. That's all he wants. Leave you alone.
Just give it to him. Just give it to him. Kicks. I'll take them plain. And this might be this will definitely be an unpopular opinion. Berry Kicks greater than Froot Loops.
Ooh.
For this guy.
Now, remind me, does the berry Kicks, was that regular Kicks with like berry flavored Kicks mixed in, or was it all berry flavored ones? I can't remember.
Well, first of all, thank you for asking. It was it was regular Kicks intermingled with like a tiny triangular shape of a bunch of grapes. Looking not unlike a bunch of pool balls ready to be played on a billiard table.
Okay.
But they were conversely purple or red. Mm-hmm. And flavored, I think, either purple or red.
Purple.
Yeah. Love that purple. But yeah, that was my go-to. Because it was just enough. It's just enough of the sweetness.
Let me throw this at you.
Ready?
I think was introduced as Tricks, Tricks.
I've introduced you as Tricks before. And of course, Tricks.
Yes. Yes, of course we know Tricks.
Old Tricks Jones.
Yeah. When I was introduced to Kicks, it felt like, oh, these are just tricks without the food coloring and flavors. Mm-hmm. And so what you're describing with the berry Kicks, isn't that them basically just mixing tricks into Kicks, giving you sort of the best of both worlds with a less overwhelming flavor?
Your devil's advocacy has not moved the needle on my choice whatsoever.
That's fine.
And that might be true. No, but I also I'll back it up. Original Kicks, I love that. That's a fine cereal. Mm-hmm. It's round. They float. Oh, yeah. I think most cereals float. But.
And also, I think Tricks, when at one point was just little round balls, just like Kicks, and then it turned into they were shaped like the fruits. But actually, so all of this devil's advocacy, I still like Kicks better.
Okay, Kicks it is?
Yeah, let's go Kicks.
You got me thinking, though. I wonder if, what came first? Kicks or Tricks? Is one of them ripping the other one off?
I don't know. And are they made by the same company? I can't remember. I think
probably.
Tricks was maybe a post cereal. I don't know about Kicks. They're both spelled with an X at the end.
General Mills, I think, was Kicks. So basically, Kicks and Tricks are the Armageddon and Deep Impact of cereals.
Yeah, that could be the Mission to Mars Red Planet of cereals.
That's right. The Dante's Peak and Volcano of cereals. So Kicks wins, though, regardless of any potential scandal.
Yeah. Although Tricks had a better advertising campaign, but Kicks is a better cereal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Much like Special K and Wheaties. I think Wheaties had a better advertising campaign, but...
Oh, for sure.
Anyway.
Well, Special K had that. The K is it's like fitness, and so it looks like it's supposed to look like a thin leg, like a fit leg.
That's right. Didn't they have the rooster that, would do the morning rooster crow and then turn into the K or something like that?
That's cornflakes.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
man.
which is a cereal so boring it just got omitted from this.
Yeah.
I mean, cornflakes would have gone where like Wheaties are. Basically, it's what it is, but except it's wheat, not corn.
Well, we have coming up. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. No,
I was just going to say the Battle of the Crunches coming up. Do you want to go deliver this one?
sure. We're putting up Cinnamon Toast Crunch against the Captain's Crunch.
The Cap'n Crunch.
The Captain's.
Sorry to correct you here.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's an actual naval officer because I don't know if Cap'n is a real rank.
I would, if I were drafted into military service and about to head into a battle, and I looked up and Captain Crunch was leading the charge, I'd be pretty worried.
Yeah. See the captain for your orders. Did you say captain or Cap'n?
Yes. You heard me, scumbag. Give me 50. The Captain is a stupid character. The stupid hat. He's like some like throwback to like, I don't know, like the conquest times. Like he's like this old like British captain.
Like master and commander.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly what I was trying to think of. I was trying to conjure that. With the hat, you know, like it's his handlebar mustache. It's like, what are you? Are you like a biker at a Halloween party dressed up as Napoleon? Like, I don't know. I have no love for the Captain, nor do I have love for his crunch. Cinnamon Toast Crunch all day long.
All day long. I'm with
all
you
day
on this
long.
one. CTC.
CTC it is.
And I believe the Mr. T cereal was just a reshaped Cap'n Crunch.
I'll take Mr. T's all day on principle. You know why? Because Cap'n Crunch is an asswipe and Mr. T is badass.
We can do a who will win at a fight edition.
That's right.
Mr. T versus the Cap'n.
It's a short episode.
Yeah.
Mr. T would kick the shit out of Cap'n Crunch, even with all that jewelry on, weighing him down.
I think if there was like a if the Cap'n were to scale, he would probably still only come up to
If the Cap'n were to scale, he'd be a horrifying looking person because if you see this giant head on top of shoulders and short legs.
I picture him still only coming up to Mr. T's knees.
But if he was as tall as Mr. T, real life Mr. T is, he would be so wide and mostly hat. I pity the fool. What the fuck?
What is that thing?
Yeah, I never thought about how horrifying some of these characters would be if they were like human sized.
Well, let's just spit out my water.
Oh man! All right. Moving on. Two square cereals for you: Life cereal and Chex. Now, Life is I'm just thinking about it because it's like it's a waffle with sugar in it, and then inside the waffle is like another like little waffle piece. It's just endlessly
it's like
crunchy.
It's kind of a little dense little square.
Yeah,
a lot packed into it.
A lot going on. And Chex has three flavors. You've got your wheat, which was my personal favorite. You had your corn, which was fine. And rice Chex were always a huge disappointment for me.
Yeah. Didn't they have some that were wheat and corn, like half and half?
I'm sure.
Am I imagining that?
Yeah, you know that some asshole in the boardroom was like, "How do we increase profits on our cereal?" Like, well, we go half this, half. You know.
Yeah, that's funny. Life is like a jam-packed little waffle, and Chex are just like a little hollow.
Yeah,
hollow waffles.
Confident in what they are,
and also they make a great mix.
They make an incredible mix. You know, like I mean, Chex Mix has to be the best cereal knockoff snack going. Like, even better than the Rice Krispies treat.
Agreed.
Because I could eat like 2 Rice Krispies treats. I could eat 6 pounds of Chex Mix.
Yeah. And I feel like there's still, like when you're getting the truck stop snacks, I breeze right past the Rice Krispie treats. There's never a time where,
No.
if I have anything more than just like Sweet Tooth, I'm not. Yeah, it's the Chex Mix all day long. Is the riding in the van snack.
And 100%. If you're going to indulge the Sweet Tooth, it's not going to be a Rice Krispies treat. Come on.
No, it's going to be some sort of candy bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we'll have to do a best of the best candy bars at some point.
I'm into it. I can play this game. So, I mean, I would personally... I'm kind of torn. Like, if you were to... Ooh. I don't know. Where are you at with it?
I mean, I'm just leaning towards Chex. Life is a cereal that I'll eat when it's in front of me, but I never think of it really outside of, there's a box of Life. Maybe I'll have that.
I kind of want a box. I want a bowl of Life, though. It's so good because it's... I don't know. I just like the way it crunches between your teeth, and then also is like kind of soft. I'm really torn.
Chex is a cereal though that you need to eat fast, because if you let it sit in that milk for longer than a minute, you just get like little soggy things. They
didn't waste any money on Chevy Chase's cereal varnish from Christmas Vacation. No. I gotta go. I think I gotta go with Life on this one. And are you with Chex?
I'm feeling Chex. Yeah,
I've got the coin right here.
Excellent.
Heads Life, tails Chex.
Sounds fair.
There we go. Chex it is.
All right,
you know what? I'm fine with that. Do you want to introduce the next lineup?
Sure. Another lineup with two great TV spokesmen for the products. Froot Loops with Toucan Sam, or Lucky Charms with the probably offensive Irish stereotype, Lucky the leprechaun. I
can speak to this as an Irish person. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm not like an Irish person from Ireland, but I am of Irish descent, and the Irish we tend to over celebrate some unsavory parts of our personality willingly, like St. Paddy's Day. Not like the actual original celebration, but what it's become, at least over here for Irish Americans.
You mean green beer and
all of it,
and plastic leprechaun hats,
being shit-faced by 10 in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah, that whole thing. So, like, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, like, the Lucky Charms leprechaun's the least of our problems. Really low.
And how disappointed would you be if you did find a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but then you looked in, it was just a bunch of dehydrated or freeze-dried
Lucky
marshmallows?
Charms. What the fuck? Yes, that's your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is dehydrated marshmallows and crunchy sugar wheat.
So Lucky Charms, when I was a kid, that was the beg my mom every trip to the grocery store for Lucky Charms.
Interesting.
And then maybe get it every once in a while. And when I did get it, because it's basically just like sugary Cheerio cereal. And then, the marshmallows in it. I remember I used to pick out all the marshmallows and just eat all the marshmallows. And the most sugary cereal. It's I had it recently when I was traveling last, because they're no longer doing the continental breakfasts. Understandably, at a lot of hotels, they'll just do a bag of stuff that you can just pick up off the counter and take with you. And there's one that just on the bag, it was cereal, yogurt, whatever. And I was like, okay, I like cereal, I like yogurt, I like mixing them together. And I opened the bag up when I got in the car, and the cereal in there was Lucky Charms. I was so disappointed.
Why would you offer that to somebody to nourish them? Yeah. I mean, but then again, why are any of these things for sale?
I was so upset. I would have gone for any boring crunchy cereal to pour into my yogurt, and it was Lucky Charms. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, Lucky Charms and yogurt does not sound good.
No.
Even when during my college Go Bananas years, Lucky Charms was a cereal I ate once. I was like, no. Fruit Loops, however, I have crushed my weight many times over in Froot Loops.
Yeah.
That's inclusive of the weight gain. Like, as I exponentially grew, so did my intake of Froot Loops.
Like, I got to eat another 40 pounds of Froot Loops now.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Where's the milk? Where's the milk?
Yeah, it's weird. Froot Loops made a more regular appearance in our cabinet here at the our cupboard here at the house, whatever. Yeah, Lucky Charms is one of those, like, I don't know if I'm going to buy that for you guys, but Froot Loops more regularly appeared. And I would probably still enjoy Froot Loops. I don't know. It's been a while. But,
yeah, I'm going to go with Froot Loops on this one.
Agreed. Yeah, 5-year-old me probably would have fought on that one, but...
You've grown.
I've grown. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get over the disappointment that I felt when I opened up that bag and saw Lucky Charms in there.
Yeah, so you've been recently scarred by the charms.
Yeah.
They've lost their charm.
And I did not feel lucky at my
Oh, boy.
winnings.
We've really driven this one in the ground. Next up
Yeah, we
are
have.
two, quote, healthy cereals, shredded wheat and Raisin Bran. Now, shredded wheat does include frosted mini wheats, which I did have later in life, but as we grew up, it was all about the little bales of hay that you broke apart into your bowl and doused in milk and in my case like 5 pounds of sugar. I have fond memories of shredded wheat.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a cereal. I think that the evolution from just regular shredded wheat to the mini wheat. Because remember, you had the big bale of hay, shredded wheat, and then you had the frosted shredded wheat, which was just the same thing with frosting on it. And then somebody was like, "What if we just make smaller versions of these?" And
I always thought it was weird though that, like, they're showing you that one side is frosted, but like it definitely was not like all sugar, and that always like weirded me out. So I still would revert back to OG bale of hay shredded wheat if I were to choose right now, and then I'd put like 5 pounds of sugar on it.
Yeah,
real sugar that I know is all sugar, and not like a white bonding agent that looks like it might be sugar or frosting.
Yeah.
And then up against Raisin Bran, which is like, it's Raisin Bran. Want to talk about a spokesperson? How about the sun?
Yeah, a big smiley sun.
The sun. Take that, Lucky Charms. Where do you think where do you think that rainbow came from?
That's right.
The sun.
Raisin Bran is a cereal I will continue to go to today. I know there are a lot of people that are indifferent about raisins or just straight up do not like them. People argue against the raisin cookie. I'm a fan of raisins, and give me 2 scoops of them in some bran. And I'm a happy man. I'll still get down with some Raisin Bran.
I'm going to say the Raisin Bran is a particular example of the off-brand was usually better because I always found there to be more raisins in the off-brand Raisin Bran. Or
I would sometimes add raisins to my Raisin Bran.
Of course you would. It's kind of like when you would have like maple and brown sugar oatmeal and you added maple syrup to it.
Yep, exactly.
You're not a fool. Of course you did that.
Yeah, I know what I like.
Yeah, you know what you like. You know that you need like a one flake. The flake to raisin ratio needs to be 1-to-1.
Yeah, exactly.
But even unaugmented, yeah, Raisin Bran's a classic, and
Yeah.
I would give it to Raisin Bran over shredded wheat. No shade to shredded wheat.
I was also a big fan of the Raisin Bran Crunch. Did you ever have that?
No.
I mean, just same thing, but with a crunchier flake in there. And I think it may be a slightly more sugary flake. There may have been some sort of, whatever nut aspect sort of glued to the flake with with some honey or something.
You know when I think it was Miller Lite, they took their beer can and they took the hole in the can and they rotated it on its side so that you could get. I think it was Miller Lite, but then they also had the Vortex bottle, which is
I do remember that.
Yeah, helping you get the beer into your mouth quicker. And which I'm like, I'd never had any problem getting beer into my mouth at a totally fine pace.
No,
And-
I've only had problems sometimes having beer get into my mouth too fast.
Absolutely.
But never too slow.
Never too slow. And I would say the same with like Raisin Bran. Like I'm glad to hear you enjoyed the crunch. I don't know if I need it. Wasn't broke, don't fix it.
No, it wasn't broke, but I did enjoy the Raisin Bran Crunch.
All right. Are we going with RB?
Yeah, RB for sure.
Okay. Lastly, Tony the Tiger's Frosted Flakes versus the Universal Dark Chuniverse horror cereals. The line of horror cereals, of course, we're speaking about Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Boo Berry. Do you remember those cartoons when you were a kid?
I do.
Oh.
Wait, I mean, I remember like the cartoon characters in the commercials. They didn't actually make like a show, did they?
Yeah, no, but yes, the commercials were a show.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Count Chocula always had like this. Like, does he have like weird? I didn't get it, Count Chocula's whole thing. They're a weird bunch of characters.
They were.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish your thought before I.
No, I mean
my dumb thought.
No, that was it. It's just like Count Chocula has this like weird pointy head that kind of flops around. He's just like so like wiggly, and then Frankenberry is like just like pink Frankenstein kind of with like I don't know, like he had like black eyes. Looked like he'd been like punched in the face
by Count Chocula.
Yeah. And then, Boo Berry is just kind of like whatever, this innocuous whatever ghost that actually kind of like looked like a strung out like cat burglar. Yeah, I never had any. Go ahead, please.
Frosted Flakes was a cereal that did show up at my house from time to time, and I was definitely a fan of it. The Universal Monster Movies cereals,
yes,
the Dark Chuniverse cereals,
yes.
Much like Lucky Charms, were a cereal that I would often beg for, but unlike Lucky Charms, which made a periodic or every now and then made an appearance, the monsters never ever showed up. So I have never actually even tried any of the monster cereals because. I've never purchased them as an adult, and they were not purchased for me as a kid.
Like unrequited love.
Yeah, so I'll never know. But Frosted Flakes, I have not had in a long time, but I think I would enjoy to this day.
Yeah, it's Frosted Flakes all day long. You know why? They're great.
They're great.
Yeah.
Can't wait for these cereal checks to come in.
Yeah. You mean bills?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and get into the finals.
All right.
I guess we were already in the finals, but whatever. Here's your Bull Moose Minute. This is your Bull Moose Minute for the week starting on Monday, October 15th. Big announcement came out last week from the McCartney camp. We're obviously fans of the Beatles here on the show. And the announcement was rather cagey, a little aloof, but Paul announced that he's releasing McCartney 3. Why is that special? Why is that important? Well, I'll tell you. In 1970, when he left the Beatles, he released McCartney. It was just called McCartney, no Roman numeral. And then in 1980, he released McCartney 2, which is one of my favorites. The first one's one of my favorites, but the second one is so weird, and it was made at home both of them were made at home on tape machines, synthesizers on the second one, drums, guitars, bass, the whole schmear. But it's just McCartney recording himself, producing himself, and so this album made during what he's calling Rockdown, which would be that's like a grandpa joke. That we're hoping that it's weird. The last 2 volumes are absolute masterpieces, and he is a bona fide genius. So we'll see what he came up with during his quarantine lockdown. It's out on December 11th. Why are we talking about it here in the Bull Moose Minute if it's so far away? Because you can pre-order it now. Log on to bullmoose.com, and you can order the vinyl or the CD, I believe. Maybe there's more options, but there's definitely vinyl and CD. And while you're on there, If you want to pick up some stickers, pins, video games, video game controllers, video game consoles, headphones, posters, other records, CDs, Blu-ray, DVD, 12-sided die, all manner of entertainment books, tons of books. Do they have books? Of course they have books. You can order that all on bullmoose.com and have it delivered right to your door. Or if you feel like getting out of the house, you can visit one of their dozenage locations peppered between northern Maine and northern New Hampshire. This has been your Bull Moose Minute. On last week's episode of Spencer and Zach Explore the Universe, Wheaties are special K. It's gonna be special K now. So we're down to 8 cereals, down from 16.
Wow.
We're gonna go back up to the top left.
Let's do it.
Okay.
This is exciting.
You want to lead the charge on this one?
Yeah. Spesh K versus Cheerios. And again, with Cheerios including all of the Cheerios. I don't even know if this is a contest.
Yeah. It's HNC all day long.
Yep.
Wow. Cheerios. Nice try, Special K, with your little leg K.
Yeah.
Beat it. Take your little leg and walk down the street. You lost.
You lost. You'll get them next time, kid.
Kix versus Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I have a thought on this, and but do you want to add anything?
No, go ahead.
I think I'm gonna go with CTC. I have even that like sugary milk that is, it's almost like an horchata afterwards.
Okay.
I can get down with that.
Okay. I'm gonna stay strong with Kix, and I think that means we're gonna have to pull out the official coin, which is I've mentioned before, a kind of a filthy nickel.
Yeah, which I have snuck into your house and waited, so I win every coin toss.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, 2 tails. What? Here we go. Heads it's Kix, tails it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That's fucking bullshit. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Woohoo!
So that's it. Another thing that you and anyone listening will know that I am not cheating on that because I usually lose the coin toss.
I think you're like maybe 1 for 6. Or something like that so
it's
far.
not good. Do not take me to Vegas. Next up, Chex versus Froot Loops. Now the question here, Zach, let me ask you this. Do you want to live?
Come with me if you want to live.
That's what Chex said.
Yep. And even Chex, though, still sometimes can be like, here, let us mix up with some salt in M&Ms. You can flirt with danger while still enjoying us.
Froot Loops is a classic cereal. It's like those fruity flavors are so good. It turns the milk into like a party after the cereal's gone. It's awesome, but it is like kind of like, I think that there are sugary cereals that are better. I'm looking at you, Honey Nut Cheerios, and better at being sugar cereals than Froot Loops. And Chex, meanwhile, not only can you make a delicious savory snack out of it, but it is arguably better for you.
And also, I can relate with Toucan Sam as far as like, catching the scent of something delicious and floating toward it.
Oh yeah, daily.
But it's never been Froot Loops that catches me that way. So
now that said, if my neighbor puts a pie in the window, I like come to as she's swatting me away with a broom. I don't even like. I black out, float through the air. On the wafting warm sense of blueberry pie.
Yeah, there's never been a bowl of Froot Loops at the other end of that.
No, it never has been.
I'm feeling Chex.
I like this. No one would have thought that would have happened. You would have thought we would just like leaned into the sugar, like let's get that the tastiest. Because they make like a Twinkies cereal now. Twinkies, the cereal. Like, what the fuck? What do you want for what's your breakfast about? Like, I like
Tell 'em about the
sugar
Twinkie.
as much as the next person, but like, good like Twinkie
Not only a
cereal,
bowl of Twinkies.
Cookie Crisp, literally little cookies for breakfast.
Sugar smacks.
Sugar smacks. What do we got next, Bones?
We have Raisin Bran versus I can't. Oh, I can't even read my writing.
Yeah.
Versus the Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
So Tony the Tiger versus the Sun.
I mean, this is a no-brainer.
I hope you're feeling the RB.
Oh, it's got to be.
Okay, great.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's like non-competition.
Yeah.
'Cause
as I said,
What do you got?
oh, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, like, what are Frosted Flakes but Raisin Bran without raisins?
Yeah, and a lot more sugar on the flakes.
Not by the time I'm done with it.
Oh, there you go. You just suck the sugar off and spit the flakes back in the bowl.
That's right. I am only in it for the sugar. All right. I believe we're getting down to the semifinals here.
That's right. Whew. All right. We got Cheerios versus CTC Cinnamon Toast Crunch. At this point, yeah, no competition. It's the Cheerios.
It's Cheerios. Then on the other side, we have Chex versus Raisin Bran.
I mean, I'm feeling the Raisin Bran.
It's got to be the Raisin Bran. And that's no disrespect to Chex, a fine cereal.
Very fine cereal.
You know, when we did this, I didn't think that we would end up with the classics. Like, I mean, this is the Beatles and the Rolling Stones of cereals.
Yeah.
They're the OGs, you know, if we're comparing it to British rock. Man, like I would have thought that like somehow like Life cereal would have like won, like it's just so good, you know, the milk tastes sugary, but it's like this means, and I think this is what this means, is that our moms ultimately did an okay job with us because we're thinking about what is not only good, but good for us.
That's right.
And maybe more so now that I'm like, you know, at the age where I can be on the threshold of diabetes.
I mean, I guess going into this, yeah, I would have thought maybe some of the more sugary cereals would have gone further. I think maybe our, when you put aside the fact that we're middle-aged men doing a playoff with cereals, our choices are
adults.
Our maturity has reflected in our choices, I think, because as I said before, like 5-year-old me would have been fighting hard for Lucky Charms, but current me was disgusted by Lucky Charms very recently. So,
yeah. So yeah, between Cheerios and Raisin Bran.
I mean, that's a tough one, but again, once you mix the HNCs in there, Honey Nut Cheerios for people who don't speak abbreviation.
Thank you for that, by the way.
I mean, you're welcome.
Yep.
I don't know if anything compares with the HNC, honestly.
No, it's the best one.
It is.
I think it's the best one because you've got the healthiness of the OT Cheerio with honey and nuts. Get the fuck out of here. Like no disrespect to Ray, and I also like I think it's a good choice for the people too, because like some people hate raisins. You know what I mean? So if I had to choose one box of cereal to please myself and guests, certainly I think it'd be a box of the HNCs.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's you can definitely turn some people off with the raisins, but who don't like Cheerios, especially HNCs?
Come on, it's the best cereal name too. It's a greeting if you're English and weird. It says cheer. That's like joy breakfast.
It also, I believe, was sort of like the signature O cereal. I mean, the reason why you put O on any like cereal joke that you make is because of Cheerio, whether it's the C3POs or the
Pickle
or
O's.
O's themselves. Yeah, pickle O's. The worst cereal ever.
Liver O's. I just remember sitting around eating a bowl of mustard O's and milk. Steak O's.
Budweiser O's. I don't even know how you
Beer
turn that
O's.
into an O.
Bud O's. Yeah, what would you call that? Coors O's. Chicken O's. Oh, side note, how gross is chicken in a biscuit? Ugh.
Wait, what?
You ever had that product, chicken in a biscuit?
I mean, I've had a chicken sandwich on a biscuit, and it's delicious.
No,
That's
no,
not
no,
what
no,
you're
no,
referring to?
No, it's a product. It's a box of crackers that you could buy called chicken in a biscuit.
I don't recall those.
You've never had chicken in a biscuit?
No, it sounds like I was spared from disgusting.
You are. It is not a good product. I don't know. I don't know what meeting happened between the cracker magnate and the chicken guy who's like, I got all this chicken juice run off. I got all these extra biscuits.
There's an R&D department and
Ding.
Yeah.
I know. All right. Side note. Sorry about that with the chicken and the biscuit.
It's okay.
But Cheerios, they bring a big game. They crush with product. They crush with branding. They've got kind of a choose your own adventure, flavor profiles. So I feel really good about. I have no regrets about Cheerios winning this at all.
Agreed.
Excellent.
Can't go wrong with Cheerios in any capacity.
All right.
Except for the maybe the I don't know, hot sauce-os or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's like sriracha flavored Cheerios might not be so awesome.
Have they made those? They probably have.
I don't think so.
They have Froot Loop flavored Oreos. All right. Bye.
Bye.
It's time for Happy Hour, presented by Maine Spirits. It's the end of October. It's the last episode of October, and that means we're going to round out Absinthe Month here on the show. We've given you 3 cocktails so far that you can make with the bottle of absinthe that you bought for the Sazerac, and today will be no exception. We will show you how to make a drink called the Monkey Gland. Is that a gross name? 100%. Did I choose it? Nope. But that's what it's called. That said, it's going to be a delicious drink because I'm looking at the ingredients. So let's get into it. For tools, we're going to need a shaker, strainer, a jigger, a paring knife, and a martini glass. For ingredients, we're going to need the following: gin, orange juice, grenadine or juice from a maraschino cherry container, absinthe, and an orange for garnish. Let's build this thing. In a shaker full of ice, add the following: 2 ounces of gin, 1 ounce of orange juice, 0.25 or 1/4 of an ounce of grenadine or the juice from a container of maraschino cherries, and 1 dash of absinthe. How much is a dash? It's a dash. It's all in the name. Zhuzh, dash. That much. Dash. That's how much it is. Then, shake until cold and strain into a martini glass and garnish with an orange slice, just a big slice of orange. So it's going to take that orange and drop it in. We're going to have a sip, and we're all going to go, isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? I don't know why they gave this name, the Monkey Gland. It makes it sound so gross, but it's not. You can learn more about this drink that we just talked about here and other drinks that you can make in the comfort and safety of your own home at mainspirits.com. You can follow them on Instagram at main_spirits, or you can download their app for your smartphone, and there's all kinds of info in there and resources and ideas in case you want an idea. We hope you enjoyed Absinthe Month here on Happy Hour, and thanks to Maine Spirits for bringing this to you. And they want you to know, and I want you to know, that we want you to always drink deliciously and responsibly. Spencer and Zach Explore the Universe is brought to you by Maine Spirits, Bull Moose, State Theater, Portland, Maine, Suntiki Studios, and the Maine Music Alliance. This show is a Mistakes Were Made production.